Hello, and welcome back to another episode. Today, you join me in full recovery mode, following a fairly intensive work week, but also a week when I've been fairly poorly as well. And of course, these two things had to coincide, didn't they? After 6 weeks of almost non-stop work, the culmination of a 5-year project, BMX archaeology, on a day when I was meant to be presenting to a room full of people, including a local MP turned up. I had to go and run a fever, didn't I? So the presentation went very well, but I was sick as a dog. I really was. And for the past couple of days, I've been trying just to, actually come down from that. Really, since the new year, it's been non-stop. And what better a way to do that than to revisit Hyrule? It doesn't take much to get me to go back to Zelda Breath of the Wild. But today, sort of reinforcing the notion of relaxation, I am, of course, wearing, or rather, Link is wearing a Tingle costume. Today is going to be fun. And crucially, today I want to share with you a story, or I suppose an observation about how my amazing wife continues to surprise and delight me in terms of what she can teach me about computer games. You wouldn't think there'd be much more to learn. I've been playing computer games since I was 6, I guess, at least, if not younger. I am very familiar with the norms of computer game design, things like explodable red barrels, health packs, so on and so forth. But sometimes a fresh pair of eyes can change everything, and I've hinted at that when it came to uh, diving back into Zelda: Link's Awakening, my favourite Zelda in many ways, uh, the remake of which obviously came on Switch last year, and in that game, it was my wife's expectation following this game that, for example, apples in trees would be accessible. That led me to discover something new. I realised in that game you could run into trees and apples would fall out of them if it was an apple tree. And it was a small thing, but it was a joy. It was a joyous experience to find something new in something that I thought I was so familiar with. And in Breath of the Wild, there's something that happened right here on the plateau near the Trial of Magnesis, where you get the Magnesis rune, that just astonished me. We were playing through the game for the first time, rather so she was playing through the game for the first time. She'd been watching me play for a while, and she wanted to start her own file. And she decided to experiment with the Magnesis rune, having just got it. And she magnetized the box like this, and she wanted to break open some other boxes. So we took the box over to these other two boxes just over here. And what was brilliant was the way that she approached the problem. You see, for me, this has always been a matter of you lift up the box, you carefully position it using the blue dots there, in the location where you want it, just above those boxes, and then you cancel magnesis and it drops, and hopefully a box will break open. But that doesn't always happen, you see. Sometimes you'll drop a box and it'll just go doink and just roll away. And there have been times when I've been doing this over and over and over again. In particular, for example, when you use the Ganondorf amiibo, that drops several metal boxes. And I think I've wasted a lot of time doing this, dropping the boxes, trying to line them up perfectly and all that sort of thing. Because my wife decided, well, okay, I've magnetized this now. I suppose I want to break the box, so smash. And that's what happened. She literally just smashy, smashy, with the controller. In fact, she literally went smashy, smashy, and my jaw hit the floor. I was like, what? In all this time, it hadn't occurred to me just to whoop, hang on, smash the box like that. And actually, you can do it in a much more literal way, where you still magnetized onto it all the way down. In fact, shall we? Let's bring in some. There we go. So some metal boxes, and we can hopefully literally do the smashy smashy with the magnesis rune. So not too high, and and so it's hard to do, isn't it? It's hard to do when you're not new at this. Oddly enough. Come on, and smash, and smash. Again, I'm just astonished by her because she's managed to find this way of doing it. Oh, there you go. There we go. And it's interesting, a way of doing it that I can't quite replicate because presumably she hasn't got any preconceptions, I suppose, about how this plays. Don't get me wrong. You know, she's not completely new to games in so much as she's there we go. She's you know, there's always been a games console in her life. You know, there was a SNES that her brother and she shared in high school. N64 was a console she had. She had the GameCube as well, but she's never really been as into those systems as I was growing up. And so she often says how she feels inadequate in some ways because I can just pick up a game and know how it plays and enjoy it, whereas she has to sort of learn it a little bit. But in this instance, I feel, I mean, inadequate is the wrong word, but I feel delighted that she's just been playing with this in an intuitive way, and and manages to do things that I can't do, or rather I've sort of struggled to do. Okay, and there we go. Brilliant. Cool. You see, it works. I love it. I absolutely love it. And indeed, I love her. Of course I do. And in so many other ways, it makes me grin to no end when now she's disappointed by other computer games that don't have this level of intuitive interaction. So there'll be situations where I don't know, I've been playing I don't know, an older game, Resident Evil or something, and she'll go, "Oh, go through that door or pick that thing up on the table. What's that? What's this?" And I'll be like, "Oh, that's just the background. It's just the background." And she's so disappointed because in this game, in particular, everything more or less is touchable, pick-upable, climbable, interact-withable. It rewards your presumption that intuition is going to be it's going to be crucial to you solving problems and puzzles in the landscape, in the world. This game expects you, honestly, expects you to play with it and to presume that that how you would solve a problem in the real world is going to be similar to how you would solve a problem in the game, using, for example, physics, using the fact that that you can smash something that you've got hold of. I love it, and I love the way that it makes me love this game more. It makes me love gaming more to see it through her eyes, to see it through her, from her perspective, and to share in her actual genuine disappointment when games don't live up to that. So to a certain extent, I find myself sort of going, yeah, but the thing is, this game is distinct. Not all games have to have that level of interactivity. For example, Ni no Kuni 2 we've been playing recently, and that has some similar issues. It's got some JRPG tropes in terms of the richness of the landscape, but again, the ordered way in which you do things, and how you're expected to interact with dialogue trees and certain items at certain times, so on and so forth. The game is brilliant. It's beautiful, of course it is, and much like this game, absolutely in that art style of a Hayao Miyazaki movie. But it feels numb or clunky next to a game that has this level of richness and diversity. I feel as though I'm rambling on now because I'm still quite poorly, but hopefully I've sort of shared something of my delight in this. And again, really, really crucially, it's my delight, not in a patronising way. I'm not going, oh bless, my wife doesn't quite understand the world of computer games. Rather, I'm delighted that that she expects these things to be to be delightful, to be awe-inspiring, and when they're not quite, when they are a bit clunky, she's disappointed, and she's challenged my. And I think many people who play computer games, our tendencies to sort of say, "Oh no, well that's just the background. That's just the texture. That's not meant to be interact withable. That door is just essentially a wall, really. It just looks like a door because this is meant to look like a room." She challenges that, and I'm more and more inclined to not settle for less as well, if that makes sense. So, long story short, it's amazing playing computer games with a fresh pair of eyes, and in particular with my lovely wife, because she's marvellous. Right, I'm going to shut up now. Hopefully this has been fun or interesting. Next week I have something in mind to... Well, actually, first of all, we need to finish off the Blair Witch computer game. I think I can finish that in part 3. But then also, I want to finally do my Batman versus Predator story review, book review. So yeah, stuff in the pipeline, and now that I'm not so busy, I can get back to some of these more relaxing projects. As ever, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, do take care. Bye bye.